One of the things I enjoyed doing as a kid from time to time was making my parents a breakfast. So I'd get up early in the morning while they were still in bed, and it started off with coffee. So I'd make their coffee, and it was very imperfect. I probably either completely watered it down or made it completely overpowering. And it did not help that they had instant coffee, but that's besides the point. Second, I kind of graduated into pancakes. And so I'd get out the griddle and I'd make the batter and make the pancakes. And I'm sure from time to time they were either doughy or far too hard. It was a very imperfect effort. And yet in spite of imperfect pancakes and imperfect coffee, yet nonetheless, that act was pleasing to them. I think when it comes to our faith walk, perhaps we underestimate just how much it pleases God, even when our faith is imperfect, yet we take a step towards Him. Remember, we are focusing on the theme this week: faith mobilizes and unbelief paralyzes. And so we're going to look at just a beautiful, simple, humble prayer of a desperate dad in the book of Mark that I think speaks volumes to us. So it's just this. It's Mark 9:24, and the man simply says this: I believe, help my unbelief. Right? We probably wouldn't think to put that in a prayer book or, put a theological banner over it, and yet it is so beautiful. And by God's grace, that was a means in which he demonstrated faith and Jesus healed his son. But notice some of the aspects of this prayer. So first, honesty. Man, he was honest about his struggles to believe. So can we. Right? We saw his helplessness. He knew he did not have the power to affect change. And you know what? That is a huge step to us beginning to pray. We are helpless within ourselves to affect the change necessary in our lives. Third, it was filled with hopefulness. He even in his frailty, he displayed a tremendous amount of hope, knowing that even if I just offer this seemingly imperfect prayer, man, Jesus is going to move. Fourth, he was specific, right? Very specific. Help my unbelief, right? And we can be specific. And fifth, he was passionate. Help my unbelief. So which of those five can you resonate with, maybe needing to incorporate into your prayer life most? Is it just a sense of honesty, being honest with God, helplessness, hopefulness, specificity, or passion? And so my hope and prayer is that we would gradually become people that would pray more and more. I was deeply convicted through this passage of my lack of prayerlessness. As I found myself studying to preach this past Sunday, I was just slogging away, getting nowhere, and it was like the Holy Spirit impressed upon my heart. Do you realize what this passage is saying? The disciples are void of power because they are not praying. And so my hope and my prayer is that we can be people, even as imperfect as it may feel or seem, that will begin for our faith to be mobilized by taking a step towards God in prayer, rather than living a prayerless life and retreating in unbelief.